Hello, is this thing on? The podcast you're about to listen to contains horribly offensive language, crude humor, and countless spoilers for things we guarantee haven't been spoiled for you yet. Listener discretion is advised, especially if you make me angry. You better not fucking piss me off. If you listen to this in public, this isn't safe for work. Get some fucking headphones or something. Want to skip to a specific section of the show? That's awesome! Just look at the episode description. It has timestamps for wherever you want to go. Now sit back and relax, because you want to listen to two fat guys talk.
Two Fat Guys Talk. Episode 75.
75 episodes already.
What's the title of this episode?
I don't know, but it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, let's check it out.
This podcast has been taken down due to a copyright claim by Nintendo.
Ah, yes, a timely title, worthy of a timely podcast.
Which almost everybody seems to be ignoring.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that. Don't worry. My name is Carlos. I am your co-host of co-hosting +1. To my immediate
right
south is Devaniel Day-Lewis, a modern-day person and man.
You suck at this. You suck at the intros.
And we're going to get right into it. Let's begin with our mailbag. Dave, what's in the mailbag?
Hang on.
Dave is just throwing around expensive equipment.
It's empty.
There's clearly things in it, like... maybe if you shook something other than a Kleenex box, that would have made a more effective... Anywho, okay, we got no voicemail, but if you ever want to leave us voicemail, just go to twofatguystalk.com, click the send voicemail button, it's that easy, or you can leave us comments on that site or on social media and whatnot. We'll tell you the addresses at the end. We normally have loads and loads of voicemail, we just have none this time. It seems a little empty without it. Alright, let's...
no, we need to focus on our actual content. Whatever will we do?
I know. It's what we do.
Unfortunately, our mailbags do give us some interesting topics, so next time.
Yeah, next time. We move the mailbag to the beginning because oftentimes people will bring up things we've already talked about, so this will just more easily let us go, we're going to talk about that soon enough, and get to that, right? Alright, so we're in the time jumps and fist bumps and cool tech section. This is our video games and tech section. Rock and tech. Thank you. First on the docket, there's this kid in the States, in Irving, Texas, Ahmed Muhammad. He made a clock at home, took it in to show his shop teacher, because he was impressed, this Muslim kid, very inventive. But Islamophobia is quite a real thing, so another idiot teacher saw the package and, of course, assumed that it was a bomb. And notified police, who basically put a teenager in handcuffs for no good reason, because the police and educational systems in America are racist and horrible. And
especially as you go farther south.
And especially in Irving, Texas, and Texas in general. And this is awful. This kid, this is how... I'm not saying this kid is going to be radicalized now, but this is how radicalization actually happens. People think, oh, it's their religion that makes them evil. No, that's not what happens. What happens is they are treated like garbage by people that they thought were good, and then they end up turning into something that at least gives them a chance to defend themselves and have some agency over their own time. This is how radicalization happens, when you're phobic and horrible, and it's in the cool tech section, because this kid is obviously, he's obviously really good he's obviously an inventor, very inventive and very good at this, probably going to be a great engineer someday. And I hope that this doesn't stop him from doing exactly that, from inventing the cool tech of the future, because unfortunately, white racist America fucking basically punished him for being who he is.
What I loved was watching the police officer or police chief, I forget what position that person held, when they were holding the press conference outside the school, and we're still trying to blame the kid.
Yeah.
And then the email they sent home to all the parents saying that, yeah, if you see somebody with a suspicious package, turn them in.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Now, this is awful, but it's also given him some interesting, I'm not going to say advantages, interesting opportunities that have popped up because of it.
Sure.
For example, he's been invited to the White House.
I'm glad.
MIT and another, and I think might have been Harvard, have already accepted him into their schools based on this. I don't know if that's quite appropriate because he's grade 9 and while he shows great promise now, let's see how he is in a few years. But still, almost everybody's talking about him in a positive light. It's the Fox News and CNN crowd, which of course are talking about it in a negative light.
Oh, not just them. That's the problem. I've already had people on social media talk about how, as awful as it was, the teacher was right to suspect this package, which is bullshit. There was no reason to suspect this. First of all, the vast majority of fucking terrorism in the States is committed by white dudes. It's them who go and shoot up movie theaters and schools and colleges by and large. And nobody goes, a white guy just walked into a movie theater. I'm getting a little nervous. Even though by all rights we probably should. And this is coming from a white guy, man. Like this shames me, honestly. And it's awesome that this kid is getting recognition and, these organizations are trying to make amends. It would be even more awesome if this never happened.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. This, no matter what he's offered, this is a bit of ugliness that is just not going to get addressed. Especially if, stuff from the Republican debate comes into play. If a Republican, God help everyone on this planet, gets elected president next. Because today's Republicans are so crazy. Some of them make George W. Bush look sane. Like you have Donald Trump basically talking about apartheid in America. And you don't have too many Republicans taking stances that are that far off from that. It's awful, and it's bad for technology. It's bad for our fucking species. It's bad for everyone, and I hate that this happened. Two Fat Guys Talk, your source of positivity in the world. We have a positive topic coming up now, right, Dave?
Oh yeah, positively asinine. Nintendo is cracking down hard on ROM hacks and speedruns, because why the fuck not?
What are you doing, Nintendo? What are you doing? I bet you anything. They haven't stated why the sudden crackdown, other than they gotta protect their intellectual property, because what a threat that ROM hacks and speedrun videos are, right? They certainly... Wait, this just in. These help? These actually promote their products and lead to greater revenues, and Nintendo would be idiotic to oppose them? Oh, wow. This changes everything. I think it's because of Mario Maker, and some higher up at Nintendo is like, we can't have these ROM hacks showing how much better people can do it. We need to be peddling our fun but disappointing Mario level editor instead, which I'll talk about in a bit.
I find it rather interesting that they took this stance just as the new president took power.
Yep.
And based on his resume, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a business decision made directly by him. Because unlike the presidents of the past...
Who was the last one? That's what I'm talking about, our names, man. I don't know the name of the new guy. The old guy was Satoru Iwata.
Unlike Iwata, this guy has not been heavily into the gaming and design part of the company. And when you put a business person in charge of a company that's been run by designers that have actually been in the trenches, things start going downhill quick. So this doesn't surprise me.
It's not surprising. It's surprising in that it's gonna be... here's the thing about conservatism. It usually is bad for business, which is the big myth is that conservatism, political conservatism, is financially prudent and saves money. In physical reality, that's not the case. By being conservative here, Nintendo is actually going to lose money. First of all, they're going to lose goodwill with people, the same way Microsoft did when they did their initial Xbox One announcements. And secondly, they're going to lose revenue from free advertising that romhacks and speedruns were giving them.
Like, what gets me here is, okay, Nintendo's doing something stupid. Big surprise.
Yeah, big shock. Big shock.
But what surprises me is how little gaming sites in general have talked about it.
There's one article that I found, Destructoid.
I mean, game politics usually would be on top of this like a fat kid on a donut.
Folks, you're listening to Two Fat Guys Talk. The name of the podcast is Two Fat Guys Talk. It is named that for a reason. We are two fat guys. We're also apparently fat-phobic on this podcast and hate fat people?
Not at all.
I'm just picturing... Hang on, we gotta talk about this donut for a second. I'm just picturing a scenario where, in your head, you picture a donut, and some ravenous-ass fat kid just fucking Cookie Monster devours it and half the table.
Like Homer on a donut. Better?
I don't know if that is, actually, because Homer is like a big kid, and he's fat. I'm giving you a hard time. Please continue.
Anyway, Homer on a donut in this case. Yeah, Destructoid's the only one who's done it. Game politics hasn't covered, and I mean, I went back on Twitter just because of this, kind of pointed it towards them, and yeah, there's no acknowledgement from anybody. It's just like, it's like Nintendo just shut them up.
Yeah.
It sure seems like it.
I know that, what's the name of that user there? I have it written in the doc.
Oh, Pangea? Or Pangea Panga?
Yeah. Apparently, this user on YouTube has received emails from Nintendo basically using vaguely threatening language about how Nintendo has to protect their property and how the kinds of videos that this user was putting up, like ROM hacks and speedruns, were infringing on Nintendo's rights and needed to come down. They then hyped their whole Nintendo player program that they have where people can earn revenue on that. On Twitter, I recently saw someone tweet their earnings from the Nintendo program. Big money. They earned 1 cent.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So, Nintendo... I wanna love you, Nintendo, but I'm not gonna when you do shit like this, man. This is wrong for... This is evil. This is evil.
Yeah.
It's not the evilest thing I've seen a human being do, but it's pretty wrong, okay? And this is draconic and archaic, and I legitimately hope that hearing news about copyright strikers needing to consider fair use that I saw on the web. I don't remember this story, but basically someone made a video back in 2007 of their baby dancing to a song, and they finally won their case because the Supreme Court in the States said something to the effect of how these companies need to actually do fair use checks instead of issuing copyright takedowns en masse.
It's called the Dancing Baby fair rights case.
Yes. Yeah, thanks for finding that. And I hope that this sets a precedent and that when Nintendo tries to enforce this draconian bullshit, that they lose. That they get shot the fuck down. I hope this happens on our channel the next time tries to issue us a strike, of which we have yet to see one since this story broke.
Okay, so this leads into something I forgot to reference in the document.
That's fine. There's other stuff I want to bring up too.
So, back to the dancing baby court case, which has now just set precedent.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully lasting precedent.
This is great for us in this case because
It's
YouTube
awesome.
is now going to have to basically shut down their botting system. And here's why. With our copyright, or actually they want to shut it down, but the multiple stages they currently have will have to go out the window because their automatic system flags a video based on your upload.
Yep.
Which most of our videos get the initial hit.
Well, most of our Carlos and Dave Animery videos tend to. A surprising number of them have not, but many
Which
do.
is funny, but okay, that initial step is annoying, but that's basically a one click for us of, no, this is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And to be actually honest, I don't mind that step. That's an easy one, like, oh, okay, I just gotta press one button and we're past the bullshit.
But YouTube at the same time notifies the copyright holder.
And that's fine. I'm actually okay with this, because there has to be checks and balances.
Sure.
The part that pisses me off is when then they come back and say, oh, no, this is definitely violating our copyright.
Yep. When a company gets to claim without basis that, nope, this isn't fair use, even though it is.
This is where Dancing Baby here makes me dance. Because they can't do this anymore. This case has set the precedent that unless they have watched the entire video, and if they hit the button saying it's theirs, we now have the right to go back for damages.
I hope some of these companies get sued for harassment.
Because not harassment.
It's abusive. It's harassing content creators.
It's not. We won't be suing them for harassment. We will be suing them for damages, which is even worse. Because let's face it, when you're doing a review on a new show, where are your hits and your revenue going to come from?
Those first couple days.
The first couple days, which is why this is so damaging. Mm-hmm. Especially seeing as when they come back and complain again, you have to go back and you have to give them your personal information. And it takes YouTube 30 days to bring it back up.
And it's very demeaning and belittling. YouTube basically treats you like you're in the wrong.
Yeah. This, and you can be damn sure the copyright lobbies will be going after this, trying to get this shot down as precedent. But if we can hold on to this, the landscape is going to change very quickly.
I hope so, not just for us, but for people who depend on YouTube for their livelihood. Because they're the ones who get super affected by this stuff.
Like, I'm just going to quote a couple things from the case here. A copyright holder who...
hang on, what site are we getting this from?
I'm getting this from Game Politics.
Okay.
Who, as I shit on earlier for not following the Nintendo copyright thing, at least was covering this.
Sure.
Okay. Like, the court commented that a copyright holder who pays lip service to the consideration of fair use by claiming it formed a good faith belief when there's evidence to the contrary is still subject to 512F liability. Things like that are exactly what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Where they don't, they didn't watch it because it comes back in like 5 seconds. No, it's ours.
Yeah, pretty much.
And granted, this is U.S. case law, which means Canada will suck it up and go the same way. We won't have a choice, which is good. Mm-hmm. We'll still have problems with our Japanese companies and everything else. Yep. But YouTube will still have to bow down to local rules as well.
Well, here's the thing. We're still going to occasionally see a strike. And honestly, if it happens and I go to a company and say, hey man, you want to retract what you did in that video? Sometimes I'll tweet a company and they will retract it. They'll retract it that afternoon. I've gotten an apology from some of them. And that's fine. There's no need to sue there. Misunderstandings happen. That's good faith. Us not suing when maybe we have the right to. That's fucking good faith in my book.
Here's another one. This is from Michael Keyes. He's an intellectual property partner at the international law firm Dorsey and Whitney. And I guess he was part of this whole case. If the party that posted the content has a reasonable argument that its use of the content was fair, i.e. the poster was commenting on the work or engaged in some sort of educational endeavor, the copyright holder now faces the specter of a claim for damages if a takedown notice is sent. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you're damn right they should. This is exactly how it should have always worked.
Yeah.
It's... And I hope this changes things. I'm cynical, though. I'm cynical that this will get shut down, or that despite this, nobody's going to listen to it. But in that case,
they'll start to listen as they start getting more and more damage claims.
If it gets crazy for us, we can talk to a lawyer, but I mean, how stupid would it be if the Carlos and Dave anime rave somehow got on the map because of a lawsuit?
Yeah, I mean, and ultimately this was Universal Music, or the Universal Music Group, rather.
They're being stupid. They're like,
going after the
your baby's dancing
Prince
to our song.
Let's Go Crazy, featured in a dancing baby song. And the EFF, which has always been a very good defender of this stuff, actually represented her for free.
Excuse me, your baby's dancing to our music. Your baby's not allowed. This is how stupid it's gotten. This is how stupid these laws have gotten, and I'm glad for this.
And the fact that an actual U.S. Circuit judge, Richard Tallman, actually considered that fair use is a unique entity within copyright law, and that them going after this woman for having the song playing in the background while her kid's dancing is wrong, not finding in favor of the corporation, is a good step forward.
His name is Tallman? That's awesome. I wonder how tall he is.
Judge Richard Tallman.
I wonder if he's short.
Doesn't matter.
I gotta say, all this name dropping is making me slightly horny. It's good, though. It's holy shit, I'm so happy for this, but we'll see if it has any real lasting impact.
And the court case isn't done yet. Because the EFF wanted the court to find Universal Music Group financially liable under the under 512F of the DMCA, which is awesome that we're able to quote it back at them.
Yeah, finally, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, the worst fucking thing, is finally being used for something good.
That's gonna have to be sorted out in trial, but UGM will have to prove that it considered fair use prior to issuing the takedown on the video in question, and they're not going to be able to. Yeah. Because we know damn right all they saw was, oh, it's a Prince song, die.
Yep. And it's so stupid that they're fighting this. Just admit you were wrong, man.
Well, in this case, look what they've done. They've now actually potentially set a precedent within case law, which means this will be referenced forevermore.
You're telling us that we actually owe Universal here. We owe them one. We're like, thanks, Universal. Your horribleness just took apart your terribleness.
You just fell on your own sword, you dumb idiots.
Yep.
Their lawyer really should have said at the beginning, don't do this.
They should have been like, stop it. No, I'm okay. I'm glad they did. It's for the same reason that I'm glad Donald Trump is running for Republican nominee, because if he wins, the Democrats are gonna bowl over him. This is why I'm glad for this. I'm glad when evil people do things that are so evil that our entire outlook as a society needs to change to accommodate. While we're on, this started as a Nintendo thing, and while we're talking about what is Nintendo thinking, I have something I forgot to put on this doc. So can you and I agree that because of Pokemon Go, people are going to die?
Yes.
People are going to die because of Pokemon Go.
I've already seen comics and joke videos about this, and it's true. People are going to be looking through their phone, and somebody's going to walk into traffic.
We here in Edmontonia, in the land of Canada, located due north of the center of the world, we have a growing coyote problem. We also have a wide variety of ravines and walking trails, and the longest stretch of River Valley parkland in the world, or at least on this hemisphere.
Yeah,
it's actually fairly impressive for a hick town like Edmonton. And we have a coyote problem. We have some other wild animal problems too, but let's stick with coyotes right now.
Sure.
Oh, look, it's a band of, what's the name of a wolf-type Pokemon? A bunch of Poochienas. They're dark types. Let's catch them. You do a stupid hand motion on your Pokeball, and you get mauled by a pack of coyotes. Or you walk out into traffic, or you off a bridge. We have a few very precarious perches at this river valley where there's some sheer drops with no rails. People are gonna die in droves here alone, let alone in places of the world that are far more treacherous than here.
It's also funny that this is coming to cell phones.
Well, that's a pretty big move, because we know Nintendo's wanting to break into this market for a while. And admittedly, it's a lot more interesting an idea than candy whatever. But still, people are gonna die. This is a cool idea.
There's going to be like 3 pages of disclaimer before you could run it.
Yeah, there has to be, because people are going to die.
Yeah.
People are going to die playing Pokemon Go. I'm not one of them. I'm not playing it.
Which may actually kill the game before it gets launched in North America. Because it's a hell of a lot of liability.
It's already been advertised in North America.
I know, but Nintendo's lawyers, I don't think, realize just how much liability they're putting themselves in for negative press and for people suing over family members dying because they walked into traffic.
Hang on, though. Let's play devil's advocate here for a second. You, a few podcasts ago, probably 10 or 20, oh god, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
You talked about a mobile game you were playing where you had to go treasure hunt in places in the city and take them over and stuff.
Yes, but smartly, very few of these sites were actually accessible via car. Like, we're not talking you drive by kind of thing. You had to get out of your car and walk to somewhere. And it wasn't... You weren't holding in front of your face looking for something. You were literally... You look down at your phone.
Oh, even better. You're looking at your phone and away from what's in front of you. Perhaps there's a precedent for this and we're overreacting, is what I'm trying to get at.
Stupid people are going to die, okay?
Stupid people are going to die, whether it's Pokemon Go or just plain old other stupidity.
Yeah.
But people are going to die. Yeah, people are going to die. People are going to die. Dave, what's next on the docket?
We have Washington State Court. It orders restitution for undelivered Kickstarter goods.
This is bad, Dave. This is really, really bad. A prosecutor on this case basically said that in Washington State you won't be able to get away with that. And that is frightening to me, because the entire point of crowdfunding is to give to the people what used to be reserved for the very rich. And that's an ability to outsource and crowdfund, basically. And it was the whole point of crowdfunding is you are taking a risk. You put in money, and if it doesn't work out, maybe they decide to return some of it, or maybe you're just plumb out of luck.
Yeah.
And this needs to be how it works, because if it's not how it works, nobody will use crowdfunding. Well, at least in Washington State, crowdfunding is dead. Why would anybody take this risk there anymore?
Well, what's going to happen now is in the terms and conditions for Kickstarter, it's not much like you see different charities and different lotteries here in Canada, where it says not applicable in Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to be not applicable in Washington State.
Yeah, if you live in Washington State, you can't set up a Kickstarter, and if you live there, you can't contribute.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do. What I do think, though, is that Kickstarter needs to step in. This is their bread and butter, which is now being challenged. And where are they right now? They need to come back and say, hold on, we're appealing this. Because via our terms and conditions, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that we haven't heard Kickstarter doing this already.
I know, it surprised me too, because in the terms and conditions, if you contribute, you are agreeing to the fact that you might get nothing.
Yeah.
So, how the hell, like, I don't even get this, like does nobody who works in the government in Washington State realize what they're doing?
They don't care.
I know they don't care, and this is the problem.
The prosecutor and the judge obviously did not. The prosecutor managed to gloss over the terms and conditions, obviously. Mm-hmm. By saying a bunch of fancy words about how you shouldn't be screwed out of what you paid for. And it's, no. You are taking a gamble. This is not a guaranteed thing.
By that logic, anybody who invests in stocks needs to always get a payout.
Yeah.
All stocks must be guaranteed. Exactly. Otherwise, you can sue the bank or your broker. Like, this is beyond ridiculous, and I hope it gets shot down, but I'm cynical that it won't.
You know, I'm waiting for Kickstarter to step up.
Let's hope they do. Let's follow this in the coming eons.
Because, yeah, if they don't, I mean, it's only hurting their business.
Hopefully before the next Celestial era, Kickstarter will do something.
Yeah, we'll see how far that goes.
Tokyo Game Show was this week.
Yeah, we actually have a friend who was there.
Shoutouts to friend of the show, Rowan, who occasionally contributes voicemail. He was at Tokyo Game Show taking some pictures and whatnot, and obviously news sites everywhere on the web have been reporting on what's been going on in Tokyo Game Show.
I did find it hilarious. He's like, yeah, now to find somewhere else to go because I just can't go 2 days in a row. I totally get that.
So Kingdom Hearts is ridiculous, right?
Okay, let me take this one because I'm still a Kingdom Hearts fan for what it does.
I know. That's usually why people are fans of things.
Yeah, make fun of that. But here's the thing. Yes, we've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for a decade, almost?
Dave, you're saying this as if they announced some kind of weird filler title with the dumbest name. They didn't do that, surely.
So recently we had Kingdom Hearts 1.5. Uh-huh. Which contained Kingdom Hearts 1...
Chain of Memories?
Kingdom Hearts 1, the version we didn't get.
Mm-hmm. Final Mix.
Final Mix. Thank you. I'd forgotten the actual title of that. Mm-hmm. And then Chain of Memories and the videos to one of the PSP games.
Okay.
Then we got Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which gave us the final mix of 2.
Yep.
We got the PSP game ported over to PS3.
Birth by Sleep.
Thank you. And
what about that one that's 300-something over 2 days?
And we got the videos from that.
Sure. So, Dave, surely you're not telling me that they have released another title before 3.
So now we are getting Kingdom Hearts 2.8, which is the PSP to PS3 transfer of
Birth by Sleep? Wait, something isn't adding up here.
No, something isn't. What the fuck is 2.8? I know it's supposed to have a prologue at the end of whatever they're giving us for 3.
A prologue at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, a prologue for 3 at the end of the game.
Yes. But we're getting a 2.8.
Yeah.
Yes, we realize that 3 has taken that long to come, and that you've released these packs to try and get people interested in 3 coming out. But maybe you've got a problem when you have to release an entire game just to fill in the blanks of what the hell you just played through in 1.5 and 2.5 before 3 comes out.
I think it's amazing that this is not the first or second Kingdom Hearts game with the dumbest title involving numbers. This is the fourth. First there was 300-something whatever over 2 days. What the fuck does that mean? Then 1.5, 2.5, and now 2.8?
Yep.
What Microsoft-ass versioning are they going through here? Can we all just agree that Tetsuya Nomura is a fantastic artist and a terrible everything else? Can we agree on this? Character design, he's terrible. Game design, he's terrible. Story, he's terrible. He's a great artist, though. When he's doing someone else's art in his own style, he's a fucking amazing. Thumbs up to the one thing he's good at.
I think he has good ideas, much like George Lucas. He just shouldn't be the one actually developing them.
But clearly he should be, because people, much like
me,
much like Hideo Kojima, and much like Masato Kato, and much like David Cage, and much like Michael Bave, and our critics that should be taking him to task for this give him a free fucking pass. And the end user, the consumer, that should be taking him to task for everything he's bad at, he just gets a pass with them, and they just keep throwing money at him. So of course he's still in charge. He is awful. He's awful as what's his face who did Final Fantasy 13, something Toriyama. I don't remember his first name, or his given name. His first thing. Toriyama. Is he as bad as him? No. Is he not that far under him? Yeah, not that far. I mean, above him. Sorry.
Good news to come out of TGS.
Karin! With those sexy black leggings.
Okay, I'm talking about stuff people might give a fuck about.
Karin?
No.
People give a fuck about Karin. People give a fuck about Street Fighter V. And Karin's back, and no Sakura in sight.
No scrubs in this show.
Super happy about this. She looks good. Okay. She looks like she plays well.
Sorry, I just said no scrubs in this show. I got to ask you.
And she just looks like a blast to play. She looks amazing. I'm super happy that Karin's back.
Again, for Street Fighter, talk to me about that game when it's a month from coming out. Until then, anything can change, and therefore I don't give a flying fuck.
They made Nikali a charge character now, I guess to make up for the fact that 2 former charge characters no longer are.
Yay.
Mandusa getting charge moves. Makes me happy.
Whatever.
What was your good news from Tokyo Game Show?
Gravity Rush.
Yes.
A amazing PlayStation Vita game that...
On the wrong platform.
No. It was the proper platform at the time for the game. Until I owned a Vita, I didn't feel that way, but it used the Vita hardware very well. It looked good. It played good. It was an amazing game, and one of the few reasons, other than Persona 4 Golden, to actually own the fucking system.
This reminds me of when that Wario Land game was on Virtual Boy. And I'm going to paraphrase Angry Video Game Nerd on this one. It's a good game. Damn good, actually. There's just one problem. It's on fucking Virtual Boy.
Exactly. So the fact that they are bringing out a remastered version, which they've been rumored to have been doing this for 2 to 3 years now. So now that we've actually got a fucking release date for a remastered one on PS4, and the sequel that they've been working on for PS4, that's awesome. Japan's getting it in December, we're getting it in February. For the remaster, the new game is in 2016 like every other new game.
Hey man, I heard so many good things about Gravity Rush, and I liked the character when I played as her in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, so I'm super excited to finally play this game I've been hearing so much good about. Because I actually will play it now.
Yeah, I mean, the exploration, the characters, the atmosphere to the game. I'd say that the loosest thing might have been the combat, but even then, that was more me not really understanding it first, and it got tighter as I went along. So I am pumped for playing it on PS4.
I'm fairly excited.
And seeing as I've already used the PS4 with the same sort of control scheme for how you move it up, down, left, right for games like Flower and stuff like that, it'll work just fine.
Is this game anything like Flower?
No.
Oh, thank God.
No, it is not.
Whew. That is a load off. I tell you what.
I may like Flower, but that's for more of a relaxation, turn my brain off kind of thing. Gravity Falls, if you turn your brain off, you're fucked.
You mean Gravity Rush?
Gravity Rush.
You said Gravity Falls.
Yes, I did. I did.
Although the same thing kind of applies.
Yeah. Other games at TGS that were kind of a highlight was Final Fantasy 15 and more details about that game. That game's starting to worry me more from a, what are you really doing in this game anymore? They're adding so many... I'm all for adding chocobo racing and stuff like that into it, but all the details that we're getting out of that game now are all of the, look what else you can do.
When this game first got announced, way back in the ancient eons as Final Fantasy Versus 13, and it was by the team that made Kingdom Hearts, I was pretty hyped, because even though Kingdom Hearts pisses me off, I like the combat system of some of the Kingdom Hearts games, and it looked like controlling Noctis was going to be a blast. And when I played the demo, the combat has been, the best way I can describe it as, it's been Final Fantasied up, in that a lot of it has been taken out of your hands and is now automatic. And that's a problem, because I like tactile combat where I hit a button and hit a target, and my movement depends on my mental agility and translating that to my thumbs so I can dodge things. Not making sure a meter is filled so that my character automatically dodges using his own magic. So the combat system worries me. So hearing that there are changes makes me go, oh, I hope they made the combat system better. But precedent in this game's development life cycle doesn't fill me with any kind of... I'm very worried about a game I was looking forward to. Let's put it that way.
I have not yet been able to play the demo, mainly because I didn't buy...
Type 0?
Type 0, my friend did. So one of these days I'll just turn on his PS4 and play it.
You might like it better than I do. If you play it and you like it...
Have you played Type 0 yet?
No. If you play the demo 15 and you like it, tell me, because that might just be the incentive I need to go give it another shot.
Okay.
But
I mean, they've updated the demo a couple times.
Oh. Okay, I better go try it now. Well, maybe I'll try it this weekend. We'll see.
I also found out you can almost double the size of the game field by... I guess there's one of their invisible walls is on a road. Mm-hmm. If you stand on the road and let a car hit you, they'll literally bounce you right through the wall, and you'll have a giant area more to explore.
Oh, and there's stuff there and everything?
Yeah.
That's funny. That is some Sonic 06 level manipulation. Like,
well, I think they did that on purpose, more just to see if people would play around with it and find it. Because there's stuff out there. It's not just through an invisible wall to stuff that isn't done yet. There's stuff out there.
Oh, sometimes there's weird things outside the bounds of a level. Like in Sonic Adventure 2, in Rouge's level Mad Space, there is a ring sitting below the death plane that you cannot get and live.
Huh.
It's down there. If you fall a certain way, you can see it. You can even collect it before the game blacks out.
Interesting.
And that means you can never get all rings in that level, because that ring is out of reach forever.
Huh.
The reason it's complicated had to do with the fact that instead of properly deleting objects in the game world, Sonic Team, because Sonic Team is fucking incompetent, they just zeroed out all its values, which turned it to item 0, a ring, at coordinates x0, y0, z0.
Yeah. Idiots.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also and this is not confirmed by Konami, but from the sounds of it, Konami is out of the AAA game. Literally.
Yeah, allegedly, They are no longer doing AAA games on consoles except for Pro Evolution Soccer. They are moving all development to mobile. And,
Stupid move.
I'm going to paraphrase something I saw tweeted by Kyan,
Yeah.
creator of I Want to Be the Guy in the upcoming Brave Earth prologue. Shoutouts to Kyan. He says that what infuriates him is that Konami has this amazing stable of intellectual properties. Yeah. They have Metal Gear. For whatever amount of shit I give Metal Gear, it's still a big name and a big money maker and has produced at least one game I love. There's Castlevania. There's Silent Hill. There's the list is endless of awesome Konami properties. There's Contra.
The fact that they're not licensing them out at the very least, it just tells me they're just going to make shitty mobile games. And here's the thing that I find funny. I have talked for years where I wish that certain games that went mobile, be it Vita or on the 3DS or whatever else, were full-fledged console games. But everything's coming back around again where...
You kind of wish these were on DS instead of your phone?
Well, no. That's just it. We're seeing a major trend right now in mobile games on phones where people are saying, okay, I've had my fun, but I want it on the big one. Look at what Apple did here recently with their Apple TV. Apple TV now is, they want the games to work through the Apple TV on your TV. This is a big push by Apple. Now they're even releasing a controller.
That's funny. Did I mention that I still get some great mileage out of my NVIDIA Shield? Which ended up being a worthwhile purchase, funny enough.
And I guess I should mention as a side to that, the PlayStation TV. I've mentioned a couple times now in the last couple podcasts that it's not dead.
Yeah, somehow this thing keeps not dying. It's like Skullgirls.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the official support by Sony has sucked. But you know who is still supporting it? The game makers. Not just by making new games for Vita, which third parties only where games are coming from on that system now, which is kind of funny, but they are releasing patches on a weekly basis to make old PSP and Vita games compatible on the PS TV. You have to find third-party sites to find out what games are becoming playable on it every week. And it's every week new games are becoming compatible. Until I found this site, I thought it was dead. Games that I couldn't play before, I'm now able to play. No Konami ones, but...
Wouldn't that be the ultimate irony?
Yeah. I still can't play Castlevania 4. Through it.
Castlevania 4?
Well, Castlevania 4, Castlevania Bloodlines...
Okay, you're thinking of the wrong Castlevania. Castlevania 4 is the Super Nintendo game with 8-way whipping.
Okay, I have that on there too.
What Castlevania game are you actually thinking of? Because Castlevania 4 came out on one system, the Super NES, and never anywhere else, except on Virtual Console. You do not have it on your Vita TV. You're thinking of a different Castlevania. Is it Symphony of the Night?
No.
Is it Bloodlines? Is it... What other Castlevania games?
Okay.
Is it that Castlevania remake of 1 that came out on PlayStation?
No, it's that 2-pack that has Symphony of the Night and the other...
Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles.
Thank you.
Where did you get 4 from?
I was playing it the other day on emulator.
You mean on your official Super Nintendo?
Oh, fuck that. I own a copy of it. I'm playing on the emulator.
Dude, in the Final Fantasy Tactics walkthrough I'm doing with Kiki and Poe, we mention we emulate it all the time. It doesn't matter.
I own the game. They can suck it.
Yeah, I own Final Fantasy Tactics, so they...
I own 2 copies of Tactics.
I own 3!
That's why I've never gotten rid of my old PS1 and PS2 games. Oh, another thing that I heard is that a number of classic PS2 games have been rated for PS4. We still don't have details on what, if there's going to be simply PS2 games made compatible or whether they're upscales. Myself, and you're going to hate me for this, as you usually do, but Dark Cloud 2 was one of those.
There were two things I liked about Dark Cloud 2.
Let me guess, the chick.
What's her name, Dave?
Oh, what's her name, Carlos?
Monica.
Fuck.
And the two things I like about their game are attached to her chest. I'm a feminist, ladies and gentlemen. No, okay, let's count her breasts as one thing and that delicious tiger print outfit as another.
Yeah, you're a feminist.
Like there are games that I wish had bromides, but none more than Dark Cloud 2. If Dark Cloud 2 had bromides, like a vast collection of bromides, I would actually play Dark Cloud 2. Possibly in private with no clothes on.
Oh, gross. People did not need to hear that, Carlos. Really, people did not. And there was a whole bunch of other games from TGS, but none that we really give a damn about. Speaking of games that I don't give a damn about, Mario Maker.
Okay, so here's the thing about Mario Maker. I bought it, and I played it for quite a bit already. So let's talk about the good and the bad. If you're a Nintendo fanboy, go fuck yourself. And secondly, listen, you're about to hear a review of Mario Maker that's very critical of Mario Maker. That's because Mario Maker is flawed, heavily flawed. If you can't handle that, go piss and moan over on some forum somewhere the fuck else and leave me alone. Here's the thing about Mario Maker, okay? Here's the good. The good, you can make Mario levels. They play solidly and fun, and you can do stuff like make a Ghost House level in the Mario 1 style, and it has original music and graphics that weren't in Mario 1, but in that style. Same thing for if you try to put enemies that were never in Mario 1 in Mario 1. You can do things like make bullet bill shooters shoot Koopa Troopas. You can do things like in the editor, give an enemy a mushroom and it'll make a big version of that enemy. You can make bombs that walk and that behave normally, or you can make a bomb that walks and is about to explode. You can make tracks and you can put platforms on those tracks, or you can put bullet bill shooters on those tracks. I saw a map where somebody put Bowser on one of those tracks. And springboards, like everything interacts with springs, Bowser included. I've seen levels where you don't even touch a button and the level just plays itself with springs and things bouncing Mario to the goal, which are pretty cool. I've seen Kaizo-style levels where you grab a star and you wall jump through a maze of spikes. I've seen levels that try to emulate Mario-style levels with, solid platforming and gameplay, and for the most part, I'm having a blast with Mario Maker, creating and playing. The interface is good. It's easy to find someone's level code and download it, or just go online and start playing some fucking levels. It's all super solid and a lot of fun.
But
Mario Maker, I already said of Mario Maker, better late than never. This version of Mario Maker is a feature missing version that we should have had back on the Wii, and we should be getting a much more expansive Mario Maker 2 right about now. Mario Maker is missing so much that needed to be in a Mario level editor and sharer. Think of your favorite background or environment from a 2D Mario, and it's probably not here. If you want to make overworld levels in daytime, not nighttime like Mario 1 had, if you want to make underwater levels, cavern levels, castle levels, ghost houses, game's got you covered. You want to make any other types of levels, like desert levels, or you can have ice blocks, but did you want to make an ice background? No, sorry, you're fuck out of luck. You can't do stuff like put water in a level that isn't a water level unless you do a sub-level, long story. You can't do stuff like, you can't make the towers. You can't make a very vertical level. Levels can be 2 screens high at most, and there's a limit to how long they can be horizontally, which is fine. The game doesn't have checkpoints, so this game lends itself to more Mario 3 style level design with you running through a level quickly. Okay, fine, I'm cool with that. You can set things like auto-scrolling in the timer. You can't turn the timer off if you so desire. You can't set a part of the level to auto-scroll and a part not to unless you do a sub-level, which is a different feature entirely. You have to unlock all the level creation tools, which is such a slap in the fucking face. Why in the fuck do you put the tools in your level editor behind a gate, especially a time gate. You have to spend 5 minutes doing stuff in the level editor. Then the game tells you that your next delivery is coming in like a couple days. And then if you're just impatient like I am, you have to go set your week clock ahead a few days to get it. Spend another couple minutes in the level editor to queue the next delivery and so forth. You have to do this like apparently 9 times. I only did it 7 because it was mind-bogglingly boring. And I got the tools I needed to make the one Bob-omb Castle level I wanted to make when I first got the game. It is missing so many backgrounds and features. There's no multiplayer, so you can't make a level for 4 players. You can't make it for even 2. The only playable character is Mario. You want to make a level where you play as Toad or Peach or someone or Luigi? Sorry. Unless you unless you pick Mario one style and give them a mystery mushroom and set the mystery mushroom to be Luigi or Toad or whatever, you don't get to play as those characters, and they have nothing special anyway. They get hit and they turn back to Mario. It's just a power-up. You don't need amiibos to unlock them. They're just a fast way to unlock them. You can actually unlock them playing the 100 Mario Challenge mode. But it's still another unlock, like, why can't I make Peach? I was cheering when Super Mario 3D World had Peach be playable again, and she was helping save something else. And it wasn't just her getting kidnapped all the time. What happens in the 10-man or 100-man Mario modes? At the very beginning, Peach is kidnapped again. Like, fuck me, man. Look, by virtue of it being Mario levels, it's already a better version of Little Big Planet, because Little Big Planet is fucking garbage. And there's a lot of creativity going in this limited tool set, but this is still as much fun as I'm having, and I will have more with it. This is a disappointment. It is monstrously disappointing and needed so much more for 70 Canadian dollars.
And here's the thing. As much as I enjoyed Little Big Planet in a group of people who just wanted to have zany fun with the game. That's fine. Did we end up messing each other up a whole bunch and having fun smacking each other? Sure. But the tools and what you can do in Little Big Planet is limitless.
They shit all over Mario makers. They shit all over them.
So by that very fact, Little Big Planet's level making capabilities is way better than Nintendo.
Hey, I would argue that the game being playable is more important than having so many level creation tools, because if the game plays like garbage, all the level creation tools in the world don't matter. But the fact of the matter is Nintendo had years and years to get this right, and people have been able to make custom new Super Mario Brothers levels using much easier to use editors on PC for a long time now. Mm-hmm. And that Mario Maker comes out and that it's nowhere near as feature rich as even the most basic custom levels you see online is a joke.
It is.
So, is Mario Maker a ton of fun? Yes, I'm having a blast playing it. I knew I would, and I'm probably going to play it for a while and create levels in it and play other people's. It's going to be a lot of fun. But, if I were working for, like, a review site, I would give this game 2.5 out of 5 stars. I would explain myself, and every comment would be an angry fanboy being like, oh, this is like the IGN God Hand review all over again. Even though that review is fucking bullshit.
I actually don't get the reference, but that's fine.
IGN gave God Hand the bad rating because it was a hard game. Because, garbage, IGN, right? IGN is great for news, and that's all you go there for.
That can be said about a lot of sites.
Yep. Still a fun game, but yeah.
And we've already talked about Konami.
Yes, we have. So, we actually, since our other sections are devoid of content here, we're just going to jump right into our Positivity Corner, yes? So, this is the Positivity Corner. We stole this idea from the Script Notes podcast where John August and Craig Mason would talk about one cool things because sometimes they talk about negative things and they're a screenwriting podcast and, I guess they wanted to have some positivity injected. You and I, we talk about a lot of bad shit in the world, so let's talk about something good. Here's my one cool things, and ironically, it's about stopping a shitty thing. my positivity corner, I guess, let's not just lift the name wholesale from the other podcast, is called Block Together. Blocktogether.org. It's .org, right?
Yep.
Okay. Basically, it lets you subscribe to other people's block lists on Twitter. Let's say someone on Twitter has organized an anti-Gamergate block list so that you don't need to listen to anyone who champions the harassing views of Gamergate. You can put you can subscribe to this anti-Gamergate piece of shit fucking block list. And now my block list is 5 figures long, and it's filled with people who just think that women aren't people, and that a lack of journalistic ethics in gaming give them an excuse to harass women and minorities. Shoutouts to Gamergate for being the worst thing in the world. Block Together is fantastic. I subscribe to it, and it's just a great way for people to team up and block problematic users and just not have to fucking see them on Twitter. It's only on Twitter right now. I wish there was a Tumblr version. I wish there was a version for every social network I go to, but super good service. I recommend anybody to check it out. And if you want to subscribe to a user who has pretty much all of Gamergate blocked, it's Randy_ebooks, I believe. Randy with an I. That's my positivity corner, which was actually really negative, but whatever.
Well, it's a tool allowing you to do something positive and eliminate something negative from your life.
Sure. I'll accept that defense in my name.
For my positivity corner, I'm going to do a shout out to lootcrate.com.
Oh, are we sponsored by Loot Crate?
No.
Fuck.
I wish you were. Lootcrate.com is a website that will send you for a fee. You do a subscription. I think it's like $30 or $35 a month, and as you do for longer periods, it gets cheaper.
Okay.
And they send you a crate of themed geek stuff every month. And every month they choose a different theme. Like last month's theme was superheroes.
So you subscribe to Loot Crate?
I have as of this month.
Oh, okay.
A person I work with has actually done it for like 6 months, and he brought in a bunch of his stuff that he didn't necessarily want to keep, and everybody in the team got to choose something from it.
That's cool.
In my case, I got a Terminator 2 statuette of a Terminator.
Nice.
And this is something that was made exclusively for Loot Crate. You can't get it anywhere else. Every month there's at least one thing that was made exclusively for them. This month is Summons, which is what kind of caught my interest. But they've done villains, superheroes, future tech, all this different stuff that have been just really neat. So I figured this month I would subscribe for a few months and see what sort of stuff I get.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds positive. Listen, Loot Crate, we are looking for sponsors and advertisers. You want to shoot a few bucks our way, and maybe we mention we name drop your domain every single podcast? Because I am for sale. I will sell out and do this.
I will, on our next podcast, once I have the stuff, I will definitely mention what I got that month.
Cool.
They also do show on the site after the box has gone out what everybody was getting.
Mm-hmm.
And they put you in for a draw for a super crate.
Super crate.
Which will have some really expensive high-tech stuff.
Cool.
So, yeah, it might be a little bit expensive, but working right now, and I actually found a coupon for 20% off.
Nice.
On the subscription, so I thought I'd try it for a few months, see if it's my thing, and if so, I'll go longer. You put in what you want to put in. That's the big thing. If you want only a month, go for a month. You can go as high as a year subscription, but it's all up front.
Loot Crate, again, just advertise on the show, man. Like, I gotta be honest with you. Talking to Dave all the time is... Wait, this is the positivity corner. It's been a real treat. But it would be even more of a treat if you could be one of our sponsors.
Parting thoughts?
When I've heard it said that that the only thing necessary for evil to thrive is for good people to do nothing. This is wrong. Evil is a force that permeates all. It will rule us. It will take us over. It may be possessing me right now. And when you subscribe to evil and give in, your life becomes better.
I'm gonna beat the emo out of you so hard. That was my parting thought. I'm just gonna beat the living fuck
I'm gonna just beat the shit out of you. Folks,
Carlos may not be back for next podcast.
Folks, thank you so much for listening to us. We are on the web at twofatguystalk.com. You should listen to our other show, the Carlos and Dave Anime Rave. That's at carlosanddaveanimerave.com. We are on iTunes and Stitcher, I'm proud to announce, and TuneIn, which we've been on forever, but I just forgot to advertise, and Pocket Casts, same deal. Just, and any of those services, just get the app, look for Two Fat Guys Talk, we'll slot right into your device. All of them except for Pocket Casts, you can also find on their respective websites. Just search for Two Fat Guys Talk. We can be found, just about anywhere.
iTunes, TuneIn,
Pocket Casts, and Stitcher.
yeah.
I'm not going to do the whole thing where we can be found on Jupiter. I'll wait, because I think that annoys Dave, and he's already going to beat the shit out of me, so... Dave, do you care if I hype something I've done?
Fire away.
Alright, I have another podcast that I do called Tales from the Orbis Ethereum. It is an ongoing sci-fi fantasy serial, narrated by yours truly, written by yours truly, and produced by Dave? No, I'm kidding. It's all me.
If it was produced by me, I would have shut it down.
If you go to orbisethereum.com, that's orbisathereum.com, or just go to my Twitter at handsomefatman. I have a Twitter account for it, but I know it's a tough spell. You can find it there. Go there and listen. I am looking for all kinds of feedback, whether or not you liked it, and I sure hope that if you do like it, you'll spread the word and help me get seen and recognized, and maybe let me expand that narrative universe to other things. You never know. Dave, you got any plugs?
Not right now.
Okay. But no doubt when you do have plugs, you will plug the shit out of them here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, excellent. If you could buy one Konami property, you just could do it. You had a free voucher, one Konami property.
Castlevania.
Okay.
You?
Yeah, Castlevania.
I mean, what? I mean, they've got Contra.
That's another good one, but you could make that yourself and it'd be totally original. Castlevania has a distinct flavor that's hard to capture.
It also needs saving really badly.
Castlevania needs the biggest saving. Alright, folks, thanks for listening. Bye-bye. See you later.